All right. Open letter. You're reported. Brigade isn't copyright. Oh, your reported Brigade isn't copyright. It's censorship and drag. Fleasa, spare us the pageantry. You just look nasty in a tutu. You and your mod decided to run a 2-channel relay race called 2 Lees in a Pod, where the baton is a lazy post inviting your crowd to mass flag Megan and TUG for TOS or copyright. This isn't rights enforcement. It's a tantrum with a hyperlink. You didn't identify a work. You didn't cite a timestamp. You didn't even pretend to analyze fair use. You just blew a whistle and told the peanut gallery to push buttons. That's not how adults handle speech. That's how hall monitors cosplay authority when they can't pass the test.
Respect my authority. Respect
I can't do Cartman.
Respect my authority.
Let's be precise, since precision is the natural predator of nonsense. Copyright is a tool, not a mood, you soy-dripping fucktard. If you had an infringement, you'd file a notice that identifies the exact material, explains how the use copies rather than comments, and swears under penalty of perjury that you own what you say you own. But instead, your post reads like a Craigslist ad for a mob. You find this violates TOS or copyright. Feel free to report it. Ain't got no gas in it. Translation. We don't have a claim. We have soy-dripping feelings. I often need a soy bag IV and maxi trauma pads. Oh, wait a minute. Please smash this with us. Oh, don't smash anything of hers. No clapping the cheeks either. Your hands will just fall off. You published this on your channel, and had your mod mirror the posture on their channel only underlines the coordination. You didn't seek remedy. You recruited a pile-on. Oh. Well, never mind, too late. Here's the part you can't scrub with a community strike like one of your loofahs. Megan and TUG do commentary. They transform. They critique. They pause, cut, annotate, and dismantle. That's not maliciously using your content. That's using your content exactly how the public square intended, which is to test claims against sunlight. When you attack that with a mass report dog whistle, you're not protecting a market. You're trying to bulldoze a record. And every time you press that button, you carve the same confession into the bench. The problem isn't theft. The problem is exposure.
They've got a lot to expose.
Yes. Some shit I just don't want to see. Please, Megan. Never show Tori in a tutu or whatever the fuck she was going to do. I don't know. I blanked. I forgot. I forgot the rest of that evening. I think I blacked out shortly thereafter.
Oh, it was hilarious. Time. Oh, we'll talk about that later.
Your feel free to report it is also a written receipt for bad faith. It proves you weren't acting as a rights holder seeking redress. You were inciting anonymous pressure to short-circuit scrutiny. You wanted the platform to swing the hammer for you without the facts or the risk of lying on a form. And that's the tell. Just saying. Real claims go through channels with names, dates, and consequences. Cowardice posts a link and hopes the herd brings torches. Then there's the theater. You lob words like malicious because they're noisy, not because they're relevant. Malice isn't an element of infringement, and violates TOS is a vibe, not a standard. You didn't even pretend to engage the only questions that matter. What was used? How much? To what end? And whether it substitutes for your original. You dodged all of that to weaponize ambiguity. Vague on purpose isn't a winning legal strategy. It's a confession the specific acts which set you on fire.
That's a lot of flame.
Yeah. This isn't your first lap around this track. What a slow, loping, cough-induced hacking lap that is.
Damn it, I don't have a cigarette lighter. I'm sitting there flicking it.
You could just smack into the microphone, apparently. The anti-what-the-hell's pattern is as subtle as a foghorn. I almost said foghorn leghorn. Bluster, bait, false frame, call to flag, then claim you're being harassed when the clip reappears with context. And every time your narrative blows a tire, you try to slash the replay booth. And every time, what the Hales and the folks you obsess over keep doing the unforgivable, playing your own words slowly with receipts. If you had the argument, you wouldn't need the mob. You'd stitch a rebuttal, press upload, and let the views decide. Since you prefer, what the fuck was... Since you fork charts to standards and slop down chicken skins, here's one you can actually use. If you want to be taken seriously for 5 minutes, identify the exact segment you wish to claim that is infringing. Specify duration. Explain why the use is not transformative and how it supplants your original in the market. Acknowledge the parts that are plainly commentary or criticism and set them aside, because those aren't yours to gatekeep. Then sign the document that says... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no. Then sign the document that says you're telling the truth. Well, if you can't do that, then stop hiding behind copyright and chicken skins like it's a KFC massacre or like it's a bouncer who owes you a favor. It isn't. It's a statute, and it doesn't salute your feelings. Your mod doesn't get a pass either. Running the same gambit for a second channel doesn't create legitimacy. It creates a paper trail. The duet routine makes it look less like a rights claim and more like an organized attempt to chill speech you don't control. Well, that matters. When bogus takedowns and coordinated false flags pushes land, the context you published becomes the exhibit that makes your motive plain. The internet doesn't forget.
Oh, no.
Courts don't love brigades. And platforms are slowly learning the difference between creators defending a catalog and bruised egos weaponizing the report button. You also did yourself a reputational dirty. Dirty. Get out the loofahs. We got some hard scrubbing to do. Every time you reach for the flag instead of the facts, you teach your audience not to think. Well, I don't think she has to teach too many of them very hard on that. You train them to smash, not read.
Smash. That's
dopamine now, decay later. Audiences that can't handle critique can't handle you wobbling either. They'll abandon you at the moment the next shiny outrage gives them a simpler button to push. You're not building a community. You're manufacturing a reflex, running a turkey farm that gobbles at every shining object. Reflexes don't defend you when the commentary lands with receipts. And your report it looks like a surrender flag, printed on toilet paper.
No reach arounds.
No, I can hear it now. The great North American cock gobblers, and that includes you, you moose fucking Canuck. So we're done pretending this was a misunderstanding. You weren't confused. I almost said you were corned. You were cornered by your own words. Well, that too. And tried to nuke the replay. Megan and TUG will keep doing what you can't stand, cutting your claims into digestible pieces, testing them against reality, and letting the audience watch. That's not theft. That's accountability. If you want fewer accountability clips, make fewer accountability moments.
It's true.
Oh, shit. If you want fewer flags on your conscience, stop begging strangers to carry them. Here's the final mercy you won't deserve, but we'll get it anyway. Take down the Brigade call or replace it with a real claim containing real particulars. Either path is cleaner than this. But if you keep trying to smother criticism with a fog of reports, don't whine when the fog parts and you're standing there holding the smoke machine. You made that choice. Own it. Signed with crayons, questionable judgment, and the aerodynamic advantage of a star-spangled dome. Wow, that was very descriptive. Shizzy was nut. Velcro shoes locked, helmet scuffed, window streaks free, and ready for another lap. And I will never be your fucking daddy.